In a bold financial move, California has borrowed $3.4 billion to cover a significant budget gap in the state's Medi-Cal program. Medi-Cal, California's Medicaid program, provides essential health care services to millions of low-income residents. This borrowing decision comes at a time when the state is facing mounting financial pressures and the Medi-Cal program is struggling to meet its rising costs. The $3.4 billion loan was necessary to help bridge the budget shortfall, ensuring that Medi-Cal can continue to provide crucial health services to eligible residents. Medi-Cal covers a wide range of health care services, including hospital visits, doctor's appointments, prescription medications, and mental health care for low-income individuals and families, children, seniors, and people with disabilities. The program is vital to the health and well-being of millions of Californians, and the state government has prioritized keeping it funded. This borrowing is part of a larger effort by California Governor Gavin Newsom and state lawmakers to manage the state's fiscal health amid an economic slowdown. The state has faced budget deficits due to declining tax revenues, increased spending on essential services, and economic challenges that have impacted the state's revenue streams. These financial struggles have led to a reevaluation of how state funds are being allocated and managed. The $3.4 billion loan will be used to cover the immediate budget gap for Medi-Cal, allowing the program to continue operating smoothly in the short term. However, this loan also raises important questions about the long-term sustainability of the state's budget and the Medi-Cal program. Medi-Cal is one of the largest programs in California's state budget, and its funding has become increasingly strained as the state's population grows and health care costs rise. Medi-Cal's funding challenges are not unique to California. Many states across the country are grappling with similar issues as the demand for health care services rises and budgets become tighter. California's decision to borrow money to cover the gap in Medi-Cal's budget reflects a growing trend of using short-term solutions to address long-term financial challenges. While borrowing may provide immediate relief, it also means that the state will eventually need to pay back the money, which could create future financial burdens. The loan is expected to help Medi-Cal meet its funding needs for the current fiscal year, but it doesn't resolve the larger issues facing the state's budget. California is still working to find ways to balance its budget and ensure that essential programs like Medi-Cal remain adequately funded. Some experts warn that borrowing to cover budget gaps is not a sustainable solution and may only delay the inevitable need for deeper fiscal reforms. In addition to borrowing, the state has explored other ways to address the Medi-Cal funding gap, such as raising taxes or cutting spending in other areas of the budget. These options are politically challenging, as they would likely face resistance from both lawmakers and the public. Tax increases, for example, can be unpopular and may be difficult to implement, especially in an already struggling economy. Despite these challenges, Governor Gavin Newsom and state officials have emphasized the importance of maintaining a robust Medi-Cal program. The program serves as a critical safety net for millions of Californians who rely on it for their health care needs. Any disruptions to Medi-Cal could have far-reaching consequences, particularly for low-income families, seniors, and people with disabilities who depend on the services provided. The loan also comes at a time when the healthcare sector is facing other challenges, including the rising costs of medical care and prescription drugs. California has made strides in expanding access to healthcare coverage in recent years, but the financial pressures on Medi-Cal could threaten those gains if funding issues are not addressed. Ultimately, the $3.4 billion loan highlights the growing financial pressures that many states are facing as they try to balance their budgets while maintaining essential services like healthcare. California has taken a step to keep Medi-Cal funded in the short term, but the state will need to find sustainable solutions in the long term to ensure that the program remains viable and can continue serving its most vulnerable residents. In conclusion, California's decision to borrow $3.4 billion to cover the Medi-Cal budget gap illustrates the ongoing financial challenges faced by the state. While this loan will provide necessary relief for the program, it also raises important questions about the future of Medi-Cal funding and the sustainability of the state's budget. California will need to continue working on long-term solutions to balance its finances and ensure that vital programs like Medi-Cal can continue to provide health care to millions of residents.